Breach and clear. Go. Clear left. Clear right. Room clear.
Oh, bloody hell. His son was our only lead, sir.
Forget it. We're returning to base.
Command, ready for dust-off. Bollocks! The skies are clear. Send the chopper now!
What the bloody hell is that?
My lord, positive ID on target.
Good. Very good.
Shadow Operations is the overarching Crusade quest for Codex Imperial Agents. Unlike other Crusade quests, Shadow Operations can be conducted parallel to other quests. This means that you can be undergoing an Oathsworn campaign with Space Marines, while also conducting a Shadow Operation with Imperial Agents. This represents the secretive agenda of the Emperor's most infallible Inquisition, as they pursue the threats shrouded in the shadow of a larger war. This video will provide you a guide on how you can conduct your own shadow operations to safeguard the Imperium from the shadows. Do note that this video will not cover agendas, battle traits, or requisitions. Now, let us tarry no longer. Secure your communication channels, for our work must be done in utmost secrecy. To begin a shadow operation, you must have an Imperial Agent's character in your Crusade force, preferably an Inquisitor. That character will take charge of hunting down the darkness that contaminates the subsector. Assign the subsector a name, then pick or generate 3 different threats to infect it. Each threat is assigned a threat level, ranging from minoris to majoris to extremis, which describes the scale of the danger. Each threat level has 3 components within it: threat score, covert level, and time remaining, reflected in this table here. These components will be described in detail later. For each battle that you play, you will gain 1 investigation point, which you must then assign to a threat that has not been uncovered. After which, you can attempt to uncover the threat. Roll a d6. For each investigation point assigned to that threat, add 1 to your roll. If your total equals or is greater than the threat's covert level, that threat is uncovered. If you roll below it, nothing happens and your investigation continues. But you will have to move fast, as the time remaining counter drops by 1 each time you make an attempt. When you first uncover a threat, roll on its respective table according to its threat level. This will determine what nefarious form it takes. Although not mentioned in the rules, I would recommend picking the adversary that best suits your narrative. Each adversary has an influence goal and an intrigue goal. Influence represents the military might your investigator needs to overcome the enemy, while intrigue represents the underhanded, covert activities your operatives must complete to foil the enemy's plans. As you play Crusade games, the agendas you take will reward you with points for either of these goals. Once you have allocated points to them, you can attempt to thwart the plan. Your investigator will always attempt to take down the threat using intrigue first. After all, it is better that you keep the wider Imperium ignorant of the shadowy threats that face it. No need to create unnecessary panic. roll a d6 and add the number of intrigue points assigned to the adversary. Your score must equal or exceed the intrigue goal in order to thwart it. Should covert actions fail, your investigator then resorts to wielding the might of the Imperium upon the foe, and you now make the same test upon your influence goal, adding your influence points. If the threat is thwarted, you earn a number of subsector control points equal to the adversary's threat score. Should you fail in this attempt, or if you neglect the other threats, there are consequences. The time remaining counter of all remaining threats drops by 1, but you must also randomly roll for a plot twist as your shadowy enemies react to you showing your hand. These have devastating effects upon your investigations. Thus, you must remain vigilant and be ready for any sudden changes to your plans. Emperor forbid that you fail in your duties. If the time remaining counter drops to 0, the threat is considered fulfilled, and you lose a number of subsector control points according to its threat level. You have allowed the cancer to gestate, and the Imperium is now in peril thanks to your incompetence. Once all your threats have been thwarted or fulfilled, your shadow operations come to an end, and you shall be judged by your actions according to this chart. And so too shall you reap the rewards of your work, be they positive or dreadful. But the Imperium never has a shortage of threats, and so you can begin a new one, repeating the process all over again, for the glory of the Golden Throne. Now, listen closely. The Imperium is a rotting carcass, just like its corpse emperor. If you would rather become the threat to the Imperium, check out my other Crusade guides here. And stay tuned to the channel for more narrative battle reports, and watch as those who would see the Imperium burn tear this carcass apart. Until then, I will see you on the battlefield.